1, 2, 3, 2, 2. What's the matter, Skully? It's like you don't have any muscles on those bones of yours. You're very stiff. Hello, boys and girls. It's Miss Kim from Miss Kim's Children's Music. And I have here my friend Skully, the skeleton. Last vlog, and the first vlog I did on the human body, was all about the skeletal system, and we learned a lot about the bones and how they work and what they're used for. Continuing on in part 2 of the human body, we're going to do the muscle system. I'm really excited to teach you some really cool things about our muscles. Mr. Skully here is too. He's even giving you a high five. So stick around. We're going to learn a lot. Our muscles are made for movement, both large and small. There are about 600 muscles in our whole body from head to our feet. There's so many exciting things to learn about the muscle system. How it makes us smile. We could jump. We can throw. And numerous other things, like our organs have muscles and our heart is a muscle. So let's get down to the really awesome stuff that we're going to learn today. Are you ready? So muscles help us in many ways. They help us involuntarily, like with things such as our digestion, which we don't know it's happening. It just happens naturally. They call that involuntarily. And voluntarily means we can do it. We can move something, like our arms, our eyes, our lips, and much more. There are 3 types of muscle tissue. The first one is smooth muscle tissue. It's found in our hollow organs, and they work without even being aware they are working, as I said, with digestion, but also in our intestines, as well as our blood vessels, the walls and passageways, such as the veins and circulatory system, our respiratory tract, and our reproductive systems, all work with smooth muscles helping those systems to work. I'm going to get into some of those systems a little later, like the respiratory system, the digestive system. But just so you know, there are different types of muscle tissues. Number 2 is cardiac muscle. Cardiac, when you hear that word, it means heart. So there is cardiac muscle. It's a special muscle. And it helps us, and that is also involuntary. We're not doing anything. It's beating on its very own. And it has special cells called pacemakers that help regulate our heartbeat. Just so you know, I want you to know the heart muscle is not attached to any bones. Unlike most of our other muscles, it's right in the center of our chest, maybe off to the left a little bit. And it is the hardest working muscle in our body. Bump, 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 bump. The third muscle tissue that we have in our body is our skeletal muscles. And it attaches muscle to bone. And that's the muscles I was talking about that helps us to move, right? We are able to use these muscles to move and dance, jump, have a wonderful time, and mainly smiling because it's so much easier than frowning. Fun fact! It takes 43 muscles to frown and 17 muscles to smile. So what do you think I do more of? I'm kind of lazy. I want to smile more because it's easier on my face muscles. And I don't know if you remember, in our first vlog, we talked a little bit about connective tissue. The muscles that are attaching to our bone are connected with tendons. If you didn't see that, go back and watch the skeletal system vlog so you can learn more about the bones. But the muscles and the bones go together, and they call that the musculoskeletal system. They work together. Now, muscles of the skeletal system are made up of elongated cells called muscle fibers. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the types of cool muscles in our body. The largest and the biggest muscle is called the gluteus maximus. And that is our buttocks muscles. Our buttocks muscles that help us when we fall. If we fall, we won't hit our bone, we'll hit our buttocks muscles. That's the largest in our body. The longest muscle in our body is called the sartorius, and it starts up at the top of our hip and goes all the way down to our knee on the inner side. Take a look at the picture. The smallest bone in our body is similar to that bone I told you is the smallest in our skeletal system. I don't know if you remember, but the smallest bone is called the stapes. So the smallest muscle is called the stapedius muscle. And it's in the ear and it helps control vibration so that we can hear. We have over 600 muscles in our body, almost 650 to be exact. That's a lot of muscles. Did you know our tongue is made up of 8 muscles? I never knew that, and I work with mouths all the time. Not everybody can do that with their tongue, but when you are doing that role, that means you're using your tongue muscles. One of the strongest muscles in our body is not in our arms or our legs. It's in our jaw, if you can believe it. For a small muscle, it is one powerful muscle. It is called the masseter muscle, and it helps us and allows us to chew our food. It is such a strong muscle that the front of our teeth can take 55 pounds of pressure in the front of our teeth, but in the back, we can have 200 pounds of pressure. That's a whole lot. I'm not even 200 pounds, and that's how much this muscle can work. That's how strong it is. That's amazing. Take a look at the masseter muscle. Do you know when you're scared? Or if something makes you emotional and your hairs stand up? That is not something that you can do on your own. It's called an involuntary muscle. This muscle that makes your hair stand up when you're scared is called the erector pili muscle. I always found that fascinating, and I never forgot it because hairs are pretty small, so that has to be a pretty small muscle. Each hair has a muscle on your whole body to make your hair stand up. That's fascinating. I'd like to talk about some very delicate muscles in our body. Our eye muscles. Did you know that our eye muscles are the busiest muscles in our body? They're looking all around at the world. There are 6 main eye muscles that help us to see the world around us. Skully has a pair of eyeballs, but he doesn't have any muscles, so they just can't move. Check out the cool pictures of these eye muscles. We can't see them. They're inside, in the back of the socket of our eyes. We can't see them, but boy, can you go like this. You can look up, you can look to the left, you can look to the right, you can look down. But more importantly, you can look at your loved ones and say, "You're beautiful." I have a joke. You ready? Hey, Skully, what did one eye say to the other?
I don't know, Miss Kim. What?
Between you and me, something smells. That's funny. I have one more joke to tell you about eyes. Why were the teacher's eyes crossed?
I don't know why. You tell me, Miss Kim.
Because she couldn't control her pupils.
Let's do a quick quiz to see if you remember some of the cool facts about muscles. Do you remember the biggest muscle in our body? That's right, the gluteus maximus muscle. How about the longest muscle in our body? I'll give you a hint, it's in our leg. It's called the sartorius muscle. What are the 3 types of muscles in our body? One is smooth, one is cardiac, and the last is skeletal muscle. Nice job! Do you remember the hardest working muscle in your body? Take a listen for a hint. That's right, it's the heart. It's always working. Well done, children. Great job.
Boys and girls, Skully, what do you got, my puppet? He's got my puppet Coco. He's being a little silly today, Skully. So, Skully and I want to thank you for joining us today for our Part 2 Human Body series about the muscular system. We hope you enjoyed it. And because there are 650 muscles, there's so much to learn with both smooth, cardiac, and muscle tissue and muscles in our skeletal system. You might want to go to the library if you want to learn more. But I hope you had a great time today. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!